Hey, what's going on, everybody? We're back with our BKFC Reddit Ask Me Anything. We're joined by Brandon Superman Allen. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing wonderful.
Now, I was beginning to wonder, like, I'm looking at my phone because I have so many questions. So I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I have so many questions for you that people sent in. So I'm getting my phone ready. But I was beginning to wonder if you and I were ever going to chat. I've interviewed everybody else on the shift team but you. And I was like, is he ever going to fight again? What's taking so long?
Honestly, we was just looking for the right fight, and when we couldn't get what we wanted, we just went back to the drawing board and just honestly sharpen all our tools so we can be better coming back into the ring. So once we get back in November 9th, we're gonna show what we need to do.
Okay, Anwar, he's my Irish brother. We're both Irish. He
I
said,
love.
Anwar is the best. He wants to know how you've improved. You've had a 15-month layoff. Like, what's better? Like, what sent you back to the drawing board? Like, how did you improve in the 15 months?
In these 15 months, I have learned discipline when it comes down to listen to my coaches. So much better.
Okay.
Game planning, learning strategy, looking for different openings. It ain't just coming out ping ping pow throwing punches. It's honestly now I'm listening to the corner and we getting things done how we need to. So I can't wait to show those skills.
Okay, as somebody who, I mean, I wrestled. I fought, but I never fought like, professionally. I did some amateur stuff. How easy is it or how difficult is it to hear your coach in rounds? Do you hear him during the fight, or is it more you take what he says in the corner?
I hear them crystal clear. Like when
Okay.
I tell you crystal clear, crystal clear. Like everything that they say, if they started whispering, I'd probably hear it because I don't hear anything else but them. So, you just train yourself to hear those voices. Like if we're in the gym and if he says something and you look over, oh my God, that's a problem. Never do that. Never do that. So we have learned in the gym that's a big no-no. So you got to listen with your ears and just keep working through it.
Okay, so the champ, Dave Redneck Mundell, he sent in a couple questions, so I'm going to knock his out. He said, "Why are you so scared of cutting weight?"
Man, cutting weight is like the worst thing for me. Like I panic. I always panic. I can be like a week out and I can have 2 pounds to go and I'm panicking. Like I just feel like I'm never gonna make weight. That's how I always feel. But I always make weight. I always come under. I always do what I need to do. But I love to eat. That's my problem. I love to eat. So that's why.
Are you more like Jared that you walk around basically the weight you have to fight at, or are you more like Redneck who like Redneck cuts a lot of weight? Like, do you cut a lot of weight, or you walk around at your fight weight pretty close?
Yeah, I'm like little bro. I'm like redneck.
Okay, okay. All right. He said, "Why can't he hit me even though he's faster?"
Let me tell you something. I almost put Dave to sleep the last time we moved, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Okay, and he sent one, and I don't know if it's PC to say this. He says, "Why do you look like a little P Diddy?"
Oh my gosh, why would he say
I
that?
know. The only reason I asked is he's a champ. Like I have to
hey,
respect him, but
hey, but that's okay. If I look like P Diddy, let's get some body oils going, and let's get it branded so we can get some money,
a little baby oil. All right.
some baby oil.
All right. You and Jihad have such a great relationship. And I love seeing you online. You're always shit talking Jihad. Jihad's always shit talking you. You guys like you have that family relationship. You're like, I'm a younger, better looking, I dress better. Like, have you been that way since the start, or is that something that kind of developed over time?
From the start, he always known that I look better, I dress better, I fight better. I'm just better. Like even though they call me little hard, I'm just better. So he takes it for what it is.
How did you come to Shift Combat? I know it used to be Shift MMA, but now it's Shift Combat. How did you find your way to Shift Combat?
Honestly, I was at a regular fitness gym and I was in there just beating up on all the guys. And the dude, he was like, "Hey, it's nothing I can teach you." He say, "So I know somebody that can help you." So he gave me Jihad number. So and I called Jihad. I'm like, "Hey, give me your best guy in the gym and I'm ready to put in some work and I'll show you what I can do." He was like, "You know what, come to the gym." I think it was like on a Wednesday or Thursday. So when I came to the gym, I'm like, "Who you got for me?" He like, "Me." I'm like, "You?" I'm like, "You the coach?" I'm like, "But whatever, I'll show you." let me tell you something. He hit me so hard to my body. I still remember the song that I was playing, Justin Timberlake. You know, it was playing in the background. I'm like, Lord, just let it stop. It hurt so bad. But yes, that's how I got into shift, man. Just bumping heads with another guy. He introduced me to hard. So, and ever since then, we've been at it for over 10 years now.
It's kind of crazy. So when I started MMA, I went to a gym and I was telling the guy, I was like, yeah, and I didn't even think about it. And maybe you didn't think about it either. You're just kind of like telling your experience, and I guess you come across as arrogant. So I remember the coach, same thing. He's like, all right, why don't you go with me? And we're going, and he kicked me so hard in the face, like I thought he broke my jaw. And afterwards, we are done, and I was like, "What was that about?" He's like, "You were such an arrogant guy. I wanted to bring you back down to earth a little bit." Now, like ever since then, like
Yeah,
mellow.
that's how exactly it was. Like he hit me twice to the body. I got up the first time. I'm like, I ain't gonna stop. And I clipped him with a nice right hand. I almost put him out. That's between me and you.
I
You
won't say anything.
know? So he came back. He went right up under the punch and hit me in my body so hard again. Like I just spit my mouthpiece out. I just couldn't breathe. And I heard his dad. He was in there coaching also. He was like, Jihad, that's enough. I'm like, just thank you. I'm like, this man is was sent from God to stop this. I'm like, because I can't take no more. Like it was bad. But ever since that day, man, I have learned like I don't know. I don't want to say humble because I don't want to say cocky either.
Sure.
I just really believe in myself. So you got to show me. That's why I tell people, once we get there, you have to show me. So if my cockiness comes off as that or me just believing in myself, being cocky, it is what it is. But I just believe in myself that much.
Okay, so Jihad sent in the question. He said, "Who's the most difficult person for you to spar at shift, and why?"
Um, I'll say Jared. He's
Okay.
so long. He's so long, and he don't know that he hit as hard as he does.
Okay.
But oh my gosh, like when he hits, it's crazy. I know Jihad wanted me to say him, but no, it's not. It's not him. He got robotic arms and parts, so nah, it's Jared.
We've interviewed the coaches before, and it was unanimous that you are the hardest puncher at shift. Like, how does that make you feel? Do you think you're the hardest puncher at shift?
Um, no, I don't. I feel
Okay.
like it's Jared. I feel like it's Jared because I feel it like every time he touched me with a jab, I'm like, are you trying to hurt me? Like,
Okay.
but I gotta understand though, Jared's coming. He's a big boy. That's a 200-pound boy. So and Dave, he got pillows for hands. So I don't see how he's beating people.
So let me ask you that. That's a very good question. Like, I mean, to me, okay, you got Michael Larimore, knocks people out. Well, you got you, knocks people out. Jared knocks people out. Crystal knocks people out. Redneck, you guys all stop people. You have so many gyms who struggle to their fighters go 5 rounds. You guys all knock people out. Is it all that you have crazy power? Is it the technique that you get at shift? Like where does the knockouts come from?
It's the technique. Is we never train for knockouts. It's
Okay.
never a point in time in the gym. We're gonna be like, oh, we're going in first, second round. We're gonna get this over with. We never say that. We go in the gym to train to be perfect for each and every round because each and every round is judged separately. So if you go in there and be perfect for every round, you get that victory all the way around the board. But if you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're gonna get the stoppage. That's just how it works.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this question, and I'll let you guess who sent this question in. Okay, he said, ask Brandon how many folks have knocked somebody out in his boxing shoes.
That's a hard question. No, that's a Larimore question.
Yes. Yep.
That's a Larimore question. Um, is it once? Yes, I think once. Yes.
So what happened? He didn't have shoes, so he
I think his shoes, when he flew out of town, I think his shoes like arrived a little too late.
okay.
So he was like, bro, I need your shoes. I'm like, and we was on the same card. I'm like, okay, you can wear them. He was like, yeah, we wear the same size. I'm like, you better not lose in my shoes. I'm like, if you lose, just keep them. Look, but he went out there, got the first round stoppage, and it was beautiful. That was a shift show that night.
One of my favorite things about shift is all and shift versus the world and stuff like that. What's your favorite shift saying?
it has to be shift versus the world, because at the end of the day, that's just how I feel. Our gym is versus everybody, and I would love it. If we can have another shift show, I just feel like that'd be the perfect thing ever. But I just don't feel like it'll be in budget right now. But if we can have another shift show, me, Dave, the whole shift, I just love it. That'd be perfect.
I feel like that's got to happen at some time. Or we talked. I mean, it'd be great to do gym versus gym, but it'd also be cool to do like Florida versus Colorado. You know what I mean? If you can't necessarily get enough, and like get, I think it'd be kind of fun to do like state war type of thing, or But I mean, like I said, I would love right now personally. I'd love to see Genesis. Chris Camosi's team, like Jake, his coach Jake, like their team versus Shift, and which sucks because I love both you guys so much. It'd be one of those things I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to root for anybody, but like, I mean, like I see that to me, that'd be the perfect matchup.
Yeah, I see that going. That gym, I see it going like 5-0, 6-0.
Wow. Okay.
No discrimination or anything, but it'll be
That's
quick. It'll be a nice one. Good
okay.
shift.
Anwar sent in another question. He said, "What is the significance of this fight with Timmy Mason?"
Everything, everything. This for me right now is almost bigger than a title fight.
Okay.
Um, Coming off of a big layoff. So people think that I haven't been around, that I'm not here anymore. So I have to show that I'm still here. I still am present, and I am a big hitter. I
Yeah.
am ranked number one for a reason. And like I tell people, I will be king at 145. There's no denying that. So people can only run for so long, and he's just in the way. So I have to do what I need to do to get past him.
I honestly thought that we were going to fight you. I cornered Tommy Stridham. I know you guys had talked, and it looked like we were going to be, going against each other. That fight fell off. Timmy Mason, like where did that come out? Did BKFC approach you? I mean, he's got a good record too, and he's a big name in Montana. Were you wanting to just get on a card at that point, or
At that point, yeah, we just wanted to get on the call because nobody wanted to take a fight. It's
right?
sad to say. Tommy was the only guy, but you know how the BKFC is. If it
Yep.
didn't line up, it doesn't make sense. So this is something that did make sense for them,
Sure.
and we took it. So we was like, so we can get back in the tabloids. Let's take a fight. Let's run with it and do what we need to do.
Several times after your last fight against Schaefer, I had heard that you were supposed to get a title shot. Was that what you were told? And I saw Russ was, kind of like promoting it too. Like a lot of us had heard if you had gotten past your last guy, you were supposed to get the title shot. And then it went to another guy. And then it went to another guy. Were you told ever that you were getting a title shot, or is that just what you thought being the number one contender would mean?
Honestly, it was whispers of it. It wasn't nothing guaranteed. So,
Okay.
put a stamp on that. So it was nothing guaranteed. It was whispers of, if you pass this guy, you should be able to get your title shot and this and that to the third. But, you know, it's a numbers game. Like I tell people, it's still politics in the game. So being number one is okay, but it's not being champ. So you just still got to put in your time and put in your work like I'm doing. So I'm just ready to get back out there so I can just put on a great show.
All right, so 300 is my dude. He sent me a whole bunch of questions, so I'm going to try to pick some. His first question, though, he said, "Is it true that your alternative personality is an R&B singer?"
Yes, yes, it really is. I will play R&B the whole entire time in the gym. I don't care who's in there. You will have to turn it off or put on something else to tell me about it. Then I play some hip hop or something. But me personally, I love R&B, so I just feel like that's the best thing to work out to.
Okay, so his second question was, ask him how he rationalizes training to knock out people while listening to R&B. Like, I mean, what's your favorite R&B guy? Like, I used to work at a hip hop and R&B, station, so I know a little bit of it. Like new stuff, old stuff. Like, what do you like?
I love oh man, 80s, 90s. Like Darnell Jones, that's like one of my favorite artists.
Okay.
Um so when it comes down to that, like I could put on his album or Tank and I just rock out all day. Like I just love R&B music. That's just my flow.
Okay, are you a better fighter or a better cook?
I'm a better cook.
Okay, like tell us about the cooking.
It doesn't matter what you want. I can make pasta from scratch,
Oh wow.
barbecue. I can bake. I can do it all. I have been in the kitchen ever since 13. My grandmother told me, she say, if you never have a woman in your life, you need to learn how to cook, clean, and take care of yourself. So every Sunday, she made me cook Sunday dinner with her. So I had to stand in the kitchen every Sunday and cook Sunday dinner. So that's just how I learned how to cook.
Is there a favorite thing that you enjoy cooking? Is there a favorite thing that you like eating?
I'm a big pasta man, but I love steak. I will take a 16 to 18 ounce, about an inch and a half, 2 inch steak,
Yeah.
medium rare. Uh, yeah, aged. I would love it. I love steak, steak and pasta.
I know that Redneck is getting into hunting. I mean, is that something that interests you, like getting your own meat and stuff, or you're like a beef? Like, I wasn't sure if, like, going out and hunting your own thing and cooking it. Does that interest you at all, or not really?
Yeah, I've been a couple times. Dave on one out. He caught a hog and brought me some meat back, and I cooked it. I been hunting a few times myself, going squirrel hunting, raccoon hunting.
Okay.
It's a few things I did in my life when it comes down to hunting. I'm a country boy, so
Yeah, you do have a little bit of the twang. Like, so where are you from? Like, how did you grow up?
I grew up in St. Petersburg, Florida, but some of my family is from the Bahamas,
Okay.
and my grandmother's side, they're from Georgia, Marietta, so that's the country part.
All
So
right.
when it comes down to that, they love all the country food when it comes down to that. But when it comes down to my grandfather's side, that's the Bahamas. So I learned a lot of stuff from over there also. So I got best of both worlds.
All right, I got to read this question exactly as he wrote it. He says, "What does it mean to be able to follow in the footsteps of your St. Pete family boxing great Winky Wright? How did Winky impact your combat sports career?"
Oh man, cause that's my cousin. So
Okay.
yeah, so I'm talking about growing up, going over to his house, staying the night every weekend, seeing him doing road work, getting up at 5, 6 in the morning, going running, coming back, dying on the scale, nutrition. Like I seen it firsthand what it took to be a champion. And it meant a lot. I can go to his house right now and we can have a conversation about fighting, and he'll mentor me on some things that I need to do better. It's just it's great. It's great to be able to have that kind of person in your corner at the end of the day.
Does he? I know a lot of boxers don't really like the bare knuckle aspect. Does he? Is he support you no matter what you do, or would he prefer you
Yeah,
be?
he wanted to come to this fight, but he said it's a little too far from him. He said, so
All right.
next time, like Clearwater, Tampa, he said he'll come through for sure. He said even Orlando. He came to my very first fight,
Okay.
um, the Jordan Nash fight. He came to that fight.
Okay.
Um, and we had a long talk after that because honestly, I took a year layoff after that because I didn't think I wanted to come back and do the sport anymore. I felt crushed taking that first loss. But looking back at the fight, I seen what I did wrong. So I knew for a fact I had to get back in the game. And Jihad coached me. We had a long conversation. It was just a lot of hands-on conversations, and we got back right.
Do you feel like suffering that loss right away in your career was more beneficial than if you were to say have a loss, be undefeated and have a loss now? Like, you a better
I
fighter?
always, yeah, I always tell people, me losing my very first match was the best thing that ever happened for me.
Okay.
Like I said, it helps me listen to my corner better, train harder, and honestly go out there and just know, you in a fight. There was a point of time I was in the fight. Jihad was talking to me. He was in my ear. I just kept touching my face and looking at blood. I'm like, man, I can't believe this is happening to me right now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna quit. I'm like, I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna keep going out there doing what I need to do. But I'm like, I kept looking at the blood. I'm like, this is crazy. So it was a crazy fight. Like the guy even came in 10 pounds overweight. I had to hydrate
Sure.
just so we can fight. So and I fought that fight at 55. So I wasn't even weighing that much. I only weighed a couple pounds over. I don't think I even touched 60. And he
Okay.
was like almost 180. He was big. He was solid in there. I know that. But I honestly felt like I can't, I look back at it. No, I'm not even gonna say I won that fight. I'm not even gonna say that. I take that L. Yeah, I did. I lost that fight, but I learned so much more from it. So I'm happy that I took that L then.
Okay, so we're seeing Dave do this now. Like it's clear that like back in the day, it used to be really important to be good at fighting. Dave is really good at fighting. Dave is starting to get the traction because he's doing all the social media stuff and going hard. You are not a big social media guy. You don't do a whole lot of that. But do you see yourself having to do that if you want to get the title shot? If you want to get those big, are we going to see, you doing goofy little things, telling jokes, smiling more, posting more? When will we see that?
They get on me all the time about it. I'm not a social media junkie. I'm not. It's just not in me. But I know for a fact I have to. I know
Sure.
for a fact I have to. So I even said after this fight, I'm gonna start pressing it like every day. Every time I'm in the gym, I'm gonna post some videos or post a picture doing what I need to do because I'm in the gym every day.
Sure.
It's just to the point like, ugh, who wants to take a picture after 2, 3, 4 hours of hard work? I'm like, man, I'm okay. I want to go home. So it's just, I know it's a lot of politics to it. So I know I need to get on the train. So I get on there. So
All right, so 300 said, Kai said that you were boring, but you were on a KO streak. Do you think that Kai said that because if you were to fight him, he would be your next KO?
Kai would be a next KO. Like all that grabbing, it's just that's so boring. For him to call me boring, that's crazy. Like I really think that's crazy. Who wants to watch another grown man grab another grown man for 5 rounds? Like you don't even get dropped. You don't even drop anybody. So it's boring. It's very boring, and I hate that the BKFC hold him so high like they do. But he is winning. I
Sure.
gotta give him that. So he can't run forever. That's why I tell people you can't run forever. You're gonna lose to Jimmy, or you're gonna lose to me next, or you're gonna vacate your title, and I beat up whoever next, and I get the belt. Either ways, that belt will be mine. He say I'm not one of those fighters that wake him up to make him want to get out of bed and train because I'm a born fighter. I don't see how. I'm on a 3-fight win streak. Like I say, I'm literally putting people to bed at 145. So he got what, one stoppage, and I think that was back in,
Against Gates, right?
yeah, against Gates in
Right.
2022. Me personally, if I'm a born fighter, let's do resumes. I would love to put his resume against my resume. You went against a guy now. If we look back, he went against Derek Gates. Derek Gates is what, 1-3,
He
I
doesn't
think.
have a great record, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
he doesn't. Then he fought Daniel Gray. Nothing against none of these fighters,
Sure.
but if you look at their careers, you know what kind of fighters they are. If you look at Daniel Gray, he's 0-4. Then
Right.
he went against Louis Lopez. That's 3-3. Or I think 3-4 now. Yeah, he's 3-4. Then he went against Brian Duran. And if you look at Brian Duran's resume, it's worse than Kai's resume. His best fight was against HD.
Sure.
And I have to salute HD on that. Like, and HD honestly had a bad night in the office. I would say that. I feel like if he fought him again, it'll go the other way. I honestly feel that way. Even when it comes down to Jimmy Rivera, no disrespect to Jimmy, but Jimmy is honestly 1-1-1 in the division. He got a win at 155. It wasn't
Right.
even in the 45 division, and he's going for a guy that only got one win in the 45 division. But who am I to talk? I'm just the guy sitting at number one.
So Jimmy had said that you would be somebody he'd be interested in fighting before he got the Kai fight. I believe I had heard that Jimmy said that you were somebody that was in, he wanted to fight a top 5 guy and you were somebody he'd like to share the ring with. If do you think you fight the winner of Kai and Jimmy? Is that what, if you get past your opponent, like is that why they brought you to Montana so that you could, if you win, you could challenge a winner?
Hopefully, once I do get past this guy, because there ain't no if about it. Once I do get past this
Right.
guy, um, whoever wants it, I really don't care who wins. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care who wins, who loses. It's whatever. The winner needs to see me at this point. Let's stop running. Let's let the rankings honestly mean something at this point, because the rank is not meaning anything. Because I have been skipped over what, 2 times, or no, 3 times. So
Right.
it's point where this is getting ridiculous. Like let's stop playing. Let's let the rankings honestly mean something.
It is kind of weird, and I know it's like it's weird because the rankings aren't the official BKFC rankings. You know, somebody an outside party does it. I would love to see the rankings that Nate Shook and Dave Feldman. Like, I feel like they have to have a board in their office somewhere because sometimes the rankings don't make absolutely any sense. So, like you just said, like, are you more interested in big fights or good fights now than chasing a title? Because if people keep ducking you, if they, like, is it just like you're out for yourself now?
Honestly, yeah. Like, if that's the case, let me just keep fighting and putting my team on the map, and putting
True.
myself out. If that's the case, keep bringing me big names. If you want me just to sit at number one looking pretty, I'm perfectly fine with that. But don't get me wrong, I do want to be a champion. I do want to stamp my foot into history. I want to show that my kids that daddy did it. I made history. So I want to be a world champion. I want to be able to sit on the throne with my brothers, with Jared and Dave. I want to be able to sit with those guys. So I want to bring the third title to the gym. So I need it. I want it bad.
If you keep getting skipped, is 45 your home? Or it sounds like, I mean, like 55 you don't care, or like would you prefer to stick at 45?
No, you're gonna give me what I deserve at 45. You're
Okay.
gonna give me what I deserve at 45. I've been putting my work in at 45. I'm undefeated at 45.
Right.
I haven't lost at 45, like I say. So I don't beat a top guy. I beat Steve O'Moore's when he was ranked number 4.
Okay.
I beat
Yep.
a world champion from another organization. I beat a nice prospect coming off of a big highlight win, Loken, when he beat
Sure.
Brimage, and everybody thought he was gonna be able to do something with me. So I don't know. I don't know what else I have to do, but keep laying these guys down, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. To put myself on the map and put my team on the map. So they got to show me something.
Okay, they sent me two comparisons. They said, skill for skill, is Mundell a better fisherman than you are Cook? And then skill for skill, is Pittman a better baker than you are Cook?
Ooh, um, Dave. Dave can honestly fish. He can fish, but he's not gonna be a better cook. I'm a much better cook, so I'll throw that out there. He
All
can't
right.
do the do. When it comes down to Crystal, Crystal can honestly bake. She can bake her ass off. She's like her treats are very good. Um, I get Crystal that one. I get Crystal that.
What's it like training? Like, I know the coaches have told me that they plan on taking over the female division. Pittman could easily be fighting for a title at 135 soon. Borgia is going to be fighting for a title at 145. I think I said 35 for Pittman, 45 for Borgia. What's
Yeah.
it like having women that are just like, again, apex predators, as part of the team?
No disrespect to my sisters at all, but they hit like men, so it ain't no difference. There's no difference in the gym. You gotta understand when Crystal comes in, it's a flurry of punches from different angles, and it doesn't stop. Borgia, she's coming in to take your head off, like, and it's hard, nothing but hard shots. So you're rolling with nothing but fellas at this point. So it's tough. It's tough. They are bred from shift, so that's what you get.
Now, sadly, some of your teammates had the hurricane come through and kind of mess up. Did the hurricane affect anything with you? Like, I know it messed up the gym a little bit, but like, Jared and Crystal and Anna, like, I know they all suffered some loss with the hurricane. How did the hurricane affect you?
We just lost power. That was all. We was out of power for, I think, a week. It was so hot. It was so hot. I know that.
Sure.
But other than that, we just lost power. That was the only thing. Everything else is pretty cool.
So a lot of fighters have a day job. Do you have a day job? Are you able to like survive on like coaching and sponsors and stuff? Like, what do you do?
No, I work. I work full time. I do construction. I build houses. I work
Okay.
for CMK Construction. So it's I'm a superintendent over there, so I build homes. So it's a 7:30 to 5. So I'm at it every day.
Are they comfortable with you fighting? Has it been an issue, or they're cool with it?
No,
They like.
they loved what I do.
Okay.
Like I'm off now. Like I don't go back to work until after the fight.
Okay.
So it's a great thing. So I love that my company does support me in what I do. So it's a big thing.
Okay, so I heard, like you said, you're in the gym quite a bit. Are you a guy who overtrains? Do you feel like you train the right amount? Like, how do you prevent yourself from overtraining? Because, like you just said, you can be in the gym for 4 to 5 hours. Is that like a good thing for you, or is it a bit too much?
It's a great thing. It's a
Okay,
great thing. I feel like I'm not honestly putting in enough work because I look at Dave on the back end. I see him get up super early in the morning, training in the gym. Next thing you know, he's punching the clock because he's an electrician. So
sure.
after that, out of the gym, I mean, off for work into another gym, and from that gym to another gym, then he
Yeah,
don't get till 10, 11 o'clock at night. So, and then you look at Borgia, she's in the gym faithfully.
yeah.
So, and thing like with Jared, he's a firefighter. So, and he put in so much extra work when he get out when he's not training. So, it's tough. And even with Crystal, like she's in the gym faithfully. And if it's not our house, it's somewhere else putting in work. So I just try to keep up with those guys, and that's all I try. That's all I can do.
Did you have the work ethic before you came to Shift, or being around all those amazing athletes? Now you're suddenly got that work ethic because you want to fit in.
Hell no, I was lazy. I was lazy. I was a bum. I tell everybody I was a bum. I was one of the laziest fighters in the gym. I had no discipline. I remember when I first started, Jihad had me on the punching bag for 3 months straight, just working my jab because I wouldn't listen. I just wouldn't listen. So being around these guys, seeing how disciplined they are, doing what they need to do, really working focal points, it makes me want to be a better fighter. So I have to be a better fighter.
Okay, the last things from Rick. He said he wants to. I don't know if these are like quick things. He said, if you are really from the Berg, you will get these responses correct. When I say Child's Park, you say
Charles Park, um, 54.
close. He said it's after dark.
Oh, Charles Park after dark. Okay,
Okay,
that's what
yeah.
we. Okay,
The next one, he says, now that you know we are taking neighborhoods, when I say cross, you say
Fletcher.
54.
54. If I'm thinking Tampa, I'm sorry.
You're good. All right, and now he says, who's the best spades player in the gym?
That's me and Hot. He won a pair of shoes and think like, and it was some Vans. He won some Vans, and he bought 2 pair, and he think he really doing something, but it's nothing. We want to run it back, but they keep running from us.
Okay, I was told to ask, is it true that your favorite animal is a ferret?
A raccoon,
A raccoon. Okay.
raccoon. I want a
What?
raccoon. I'm gonna get one very soon.
Oh, like a pet. Okay. Do you want like a common one? I know there's like a lot of color variants out there too,
I'm
right?
getting albino raccoon. He's come with a chip and shots, and the dude's gonna charge me $750. I already got who I'm going to. I'm going to the Monkey Man in St. Pete. He got a whole bunch of animals, so I'll be having him pretty soon.
Raccoons are cool, but they're one of those pets that get into everything. Like
Yeah, they do.
koala Mondays get into everything, but raccoons, like I said, they're very cool. My neighbor up here, they have skunks. Like they have a lot of exotic pets and stuff. Like, so can you own a raccoon down there, or is it like okay,
You gotta have a class 3 license.
okay?
A lot of people don't get it, but I'm gonna get it just to be safe because around the kids.
Are you an animal person? Like you, a guy who likes a lot of animals, or
Yeah.
like okay?
So once I purchase my home next year, that's the goal. I'm trying to have a pig, a dog, and a raccoon.
300 really wants to come catch alligators with me. Is that something that you would do? Are you an alligator person, or is it
Let's
not?
do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. If we can skin them and eat them, also, let's do it.
We would have to skin them and eat them down there. So like up in Colorado, I work at a wildlife rescue, and it's a reptile farm, but we have 300 alligators. So like yeah, he wants to come up and learn how to catch alligators and stuff. So
I would love to do it. I would love to do it.
your teammates are starting to fight overseas. Is that something that interests you, or would you love to be pitted up against? Like so 145 is going to be big. I think right now Ellis Shepard in the UK has the belt. I heard he has another fight coming up, but is that a fight that interests you? Is like maybe you against a UK champ?
Yeah, I would love to go to the UK. Send us the UK, Thailand, Japan. I would love to go to those places far over. That's beautiful to take the team. Be able to take us over to a nice little vacation. Let's do it. A stamp in the passport.
Were you? interested in going to Spain, or because your own fight? Like I know Kai had talked about he wanted to go there, and some of the other fighters, but they also said they had with the fight coming up, they were going to stick around close to home. Had you talked about going to Spain to experience that, or you wanted to stick around for the camp?
I want to stick around for the camp. I've been blood, sweat, and tears just camp. I just left the gym, and there with Rick just about 45 minutes ago, and I hurried up and got here. So, and I just threw a shirt on. So, so I'm just honestly I'm all focused right now in game. I'm just ready to get in and do what we need to do.
Conor McGregor's come into the BKFC like guns blazing. The one thing that he seems to promote the shit out of you guys. Are you looking forward to getting another highlight reel knockout and like having him post it and like meeting him and stuff? Like, or are you a Conor McGregor fan? I'm supposing. I'm asking.
I'm you gotta understand. I'm a St. Pete guy. I'm a St. Pete baby. I feel like I'm a superstar myself, so I'm not gonna nut ride. I'm sorry.
Sure,
Really not. I'm a fan. I am a fan. I like his work.
sure.
He done great things for the UFC, and he's doing great things for the BKFC. I'm just, I'm just my own kind of guy. If you post my stuff, you post my stuff. He done been on my page a couple times and liked a couple things, and that's fine and dandy, but that's not putting any money in my pocket right now. So my main focus to go out there, do what I need to do, put my team on the map, put myself on the map. And if I'm doing that, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do by his organization also. So it all goes hand in hand.
Okay, so you get past your next opponent. Like when are you looking to fight again? Is that Philadelphia card interest you? You're hearing about Italy, like Italy. I can't say I can't say what I heard, but Italy will be next year at some point. Like, are you looking to go international like that? You want to be Philly? You want to do like another
I want to
Hollywood card?
want to do Philly, Italy, after that, and after that. Okay.
So all of them.
At least 3 next year easily. 2 to 3 easily. At least 2. If you can't give me 3, give me 2 next year. Please, like, please. This one fight a year, this was horrible for me. I didn't like it at all. Like, it was just a whole bunch of sitting around and just training, training, training. Oh, we may got something, then next thing we don't have anything. Somebody backs out, or it doesn't make sense. So please, I just want to stay active. I just want to be able to stay active.
So you just talked about like my next question. How do you remain a company man? You're a BKFC company man, but how do you remain? Like, have you been interested in like have you talked to any other outside, like, oh, I want to do a boxing fight or like any other organizations? Because it's got to be frustrating. You need to put food on the table for your kids and stuff. Like, how do you remain patient with the BKFC, but also want to keep moving your career along?
I stay patient and humble with the BKFC because I know this is home for me. This is honestly home for me. I know I'm a great athlete here and I can be a great athlete. I honestly want to be a GOAT. So this is home for me. I don't see boxing anymore. I don't see MMA matches. I don't want to do none of those things. This is home for me. I want to put my stamp on this because it's like when you do branch out to go somewhere else, you see what happened to Perry and a few other guys.
Sure.
You know, when you branch out and go somewhere else where you shouldn't be, stay where you need to be and be great where you at. So that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, my last question I always ask fighters. I don't know if you know this, but when you were growing up, do you remember the first time you got in a fist fight? The first time you hit somebody out of anger? Usually in school at some point, maybe like some people are angry. Do you remember the first time you got in a fist fight? Let's hear it.
Yeah. It was with my cousin Brittany.
I'm Brittany, bitch. All right, what happened?
She beat my ass. Like it was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. And I caught my hand back. I'm like, what you want to do? She like, you think you can beat me? I'm like, what? I just teed off and I hit her. Worst decision of my life. She beat me for like 20 minutes straight because nobody was home.
How old were you?
I was probably like, oh, I had to be like 11. I remember that. Like, that was my real first fight. That was my real first fight. And I lost so bad. She beat me up so bad.
You guys are good now, right? Or is there still that tension?
Good now. We're
Yeah.
good. Very good now. Like I told her, I said, if she ever touched me, because she's not a small girl. If
Okay.
you she's coming in at like 5'7", 215, 220 pounds. She's a thick girl. She a big
Okay.
girl. Beautiful, but she know how to fight. Oh my gosh, she know how to fight. So anytime I had troubles when I was a kid, I'm like, I'm going to get my cousin.
Has she offered to run it back? You know, she's like, "Hey, you want a shot at the title again?" Or like,
I ask her right now, let's run it. She'll be like, let's do it.
"Oh,
Right
that's
now,
great."
like, do it. She'll be game. I told her like, you need to come over and fight. She's like, I'm not doing that. But I know for a fact she'll be great. I know for a fact that she'll be great. I feel like she hit harder than me.
Okay. That is awesome. All right, sir. I have no more questions. Is there any like shout outs or sponsors or any messages you'd like to give out before we call it a
Uh,
wrap?
outs, man. Thanks to family, the fans, Shift MMA, the team. Oh, that's pretty much it for me. Other than that, thank you for having me on the show. It's a blessing.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, we love you on the Reddit. We're big time fans. Carmine, my graphic guy, you are like his favorite fighter. So he was like, I was hoping he's going to get on today, but he didn't. But yeah, he loves you. So I'm just glad we were able to finally get you on.
Perfect, perfect. Let's do it.
All right, man. Have a great day. Thanks so much.
You also.
See you.